Hey everyone, so I've decided to try an apple cider vinegar or an ACV rinse on my hair for the first time. It's been a bit dry, probably like my whole life, but I'm really focusing on lately trying to do more like deep conditions and looking after my hair. Before I never did any deep conditions. So today what I'm going to try is an apple cider vinegar rinse. So it's 50-50 apple cider vinegar and water. Just gonna mix that, and I've put it in a spray bottle, and essentially I'm going to soak my whole head with that and really get into the roots and clean my scalp when I do that. So hoping that it goes well. I'm going to try today. I've read a couple methods and I'm going to do it on dry hair. And then once I have all of the rinse in my hair, I'm going to add a deep conditioner and do my deep condition for about 45 minutes with the ACV rinse still in my hair. And then after that, I'll do my normal wash routine. So that's what I'm trying. I do have a hot head, kind of like a head bonnet thing that I put on when I'm doing my deep conditioning, and that the heat just really helps the conditioner really get into the hair shaft, and I find that it makes a big difference, but I have only used it a couple times, but just my results in those 2 times, I have really enjoyed what it does for my deep conditioning process. All right, so here goes. So this is my hair right now. As you can see, it's a little bit frizzy. This is actually from my hair really good on the frizz level. Usually my hair is very, very frizzy, but as I'm looking after it more, I'm finding that it's kind of changing in that regard. So this is my starting point, and this is my ACV rinse. I did mine with warm water. I'm not sure temperature-wise if it really makes a difference. But I figured I would try this just because I really hate the cold. So figured I would do it with warm, and then like I said, I'm just gonna soak my whole head. So for me, I'm just gonna start in the roots and just really get in there. And like I said, the goal is to get all of my hair. Some people section their hair off to do this. But I don't think it's going to bother me too much to kind of go and section it. So I'm just going to do it with all my hair down. But if your hair is kind of poofier or more coily than mine, it might be a lot easier for you. But my hair is quite thin, so once it gets wet and the volume kind of goes away, I don't think it'll really be in my way too much. And I'm really getting in there with my fingers, not my fingernails, but just my fingertips, to make sure that I am getting rid of all of the excess dirt and that I'm allowing the apple cider vinegar to really cleanse my scalp, and really just get everything nice and clean. There are a lot of good cleansing properties in this. Some people really hate the smell of apple cider vinegar. I actually am a vinegar lover, so it doesn't bother me that it's quite strong. But if you hate the smell of apple cider vinegar, this may definitely kind of be a smell that you don't enjoy, but for me it's not really a big deal at all. Okay, that's 2 sections done, and if I were to squeeze them, you can see like there is quite a lot of liquid in there. So it's quite saturated, which is what I'm going for. So let me know in the comments if you try this. If you have a different method than me that you try, let me know what your results are, and if you've tried maybe doing it a couple different times, a couple different ways. Just throw in the comments what you did and what your experience was, so that other people reading the comments, you know, we can have a conversation about it, learn from each other. And I'm sure some people have been doing this for a long time, have a lot of experience with ACV rinses. So what type of hair do you have if you're doing this? Do you know your hair type? Generally wavies are in like the 2A to C range. Straight would be 1A to C, which obviously it's straight, so not really so much in the spectrum that we'd be looking at with curly hair. Curlies are in the 3s, and then coily hair is in the 4s. So I'm just curious, what type of hair are you working with? I consider myself to be kind of like a 3, probably a mix of the 3A to C, depending on where you look at my hair. My front of my head is very curly, but then there's definitely parts of my hair that are not. So I'm just going to grab my deep condition and I'll show you what I'm using. So right now I have a couple deep conditioners. I've got this one, which is the Shea Moisture Manuka Honey and Mafura Oil Intensive Hydration Hair Mask with Fig and Baobab Oil. And then I also have this, I don't know if it'll focus, the Garnier Fruit, this Damage Repairing Treat 1-minute hair mask with papaya extract. So I've tried the avocado one of this before. I used a whole mini tub like this, and I really enjoyed the avocado, but I wanted to try a different one just to see, do I prefer it or do I prefer the first one I had? So when I'm going, I'm just taking like that much on my hand. Not a small amount, but not a huge amount. And this I'm going to do like the whole side with this one. And I'm squishing it, just kind of like the squish to dish method that a lot of people do when they're conditioning their hair, just to really get it into the hair shaft. And again, I'm just making sure I'm getting all the hair, but not necessarily rubbing the conditioner onto my scalp or anything like that. And again, just making sure it's all in there. So what I do when I'm deconditioning, I'm sure different people have different ways, and probably ways that are better than, you know, my method. But I just kind of scoop it up and get it sitting on top of my head, because what I'm going to be doing is putting a plastic shower cap on, and that's just going to kind of keep my hair all in one place. So I just have a pack I got from Walmart. I think it was like a pack of 12 or something for a couple dollars. And I just lean forward. I put my hair in the hair cap first. And then once my hair is in there, I put it onto the rest of my head. Okay, so definitely not perfect. But my goal really is just to cover the majority of my hair, so that when I put my hot head cap on top of this, I'm not getting that saturated with the products that I have on my hair right now for my deep conditioning. So I'm just tucking up. Again, these are just cheap shower caps, so they're not going to be amazing, but it's all I really need. So I will just grab my other shower cap and I'll show you what that is. Okay, so this is my hot head shower cap. You can get different styles. The inside is just like a terry cloth. And again, not the best to have like a towel terry material on your hair, so that's another reason why the shower cap here is really great. So all I'm going to do is put this in the microwave. So basically you always have the elastic side facing up in the microwave. You put it in for 45-second increments until it's hot enough for what you're wanting. They generally say like you can do 3 45-second increments, maybe 4. And then after that, because it is flax seeds in here that are dry and flammable, they suggest that you just do like 10 minutes or 10 seconds at a time for if you're needing it hotter than their suggested amount. So I will go and do that, and I will show you what it looks like once it's on. Nice and hot now. I don't know if I mentioned it, but when you're microwaving it, you're putting it the side up, and then you're doing your 45 seconds, and then before you put it back in, you would flip it inside out so that both sides are getting heated kind of evenly. So I did mine for 3 increments of 50 seconds instead of 45, just because that is how my microwave works. It does 10-second increments. It's not that easy to put like numbers on my microwave, just the one that we have. So what I do is I put this on. It's really nice and warm. So yeah, I did 3 50-second increments for this. It generally stays warm, I'd say like about half an hour. And if you want, you can reheat it at that point if you're wanting to do like a longer deep condition. My plan was to leave this on for about 45 minutes. So I'll probably just let it do its thing. Even though it feels cool on the outside, it does actually still hold the heat inside just because of how thick it is. But I really personally enjoy this. I feel like I look like a grandma, but totally worth it for the outcome. Like I said, both times I've used it previously, I've really enjoyed the outcome. I just feel like the deep conditioner really penetrates my hair and really helps me with the frizz more than it usually does. So let me know if you have one of these. They're called Hotheads, and I'll link this one below in the description. So if you are interested, you can have a look. But yeah, just a fun little gadget to have. And what I will do is come back once I'm ready to take this off, and I will show you the results of my ACV rinse. Okay, so I'm back. I've now done, I think it was about 45 minutes or so. So I'm just going to take this off. So the outside of this is like totally cold. Like I would almost think that I should reheat it. But when I touch inside, it is actually still warm, and my head is quite hot still. So it can kind of be a little bit deceiving. I'm just going to take this off. So my hair's still warm. And what I will do, it feels nice and soft, I will just go and give it a rinse, get out all of the conditioner as well as the ACV. So like I said before, I did do a deep condition, so there's the weight of the conditioner on here, and then also obviously the properties and the smoothing that we have. So I'll rinse this out and try to get a kind of more true result. But as you can see, there's pretty much very little frizz, which for my hair is very rare. Like I said, I'm very frizzy generally. I just did a wash and condition, and I used the Fructis Curl Nourish shampoo and the same conditioner. Usually I would do kind of a deep conditioner pretty much every time I wash my hair, but as I already deep conditioned with this and I used it as a bit of a mask the other day, I figured I could kind of get away with just doing the normal conditioner. And I also kind of wanted to see like what the impact was of the ACV, so I don't want to do like too over the top with the conditioner. I wanted to try to get like a true result. So what I'm going to do is wrap it in my little turby twist thing that I have, so I don't put my hair like in the twisted part. What I do is I put all my hair on top of my head here, and then I just twist this part, just the towel only, and then it kind of holds everything up and out of my way. And then I leave this on, I'd say probably like 15-20 minutes just to get my hair a little bit more dry. And then when it's still damp but not soaking wet, I will go in and put my styling products in, which is usually mousse. These days I'm kind of using the Tresemme, and it's the Flawless Curls one. My sister was out this summer for my wedding. She also has curly hair, so all three of the products that I just showed you are actually hers, that she left behind just because they couldn't go in her carry-on luggage. So they're all pretty new to me. So I'm just going to go ahead and wrap my hair up. And then what I'll do is once my hair is ready to come out of this, I will come back on and show you me putting in my mousse. I think that's probably all I'm going to put in it today. Sometimes I'll also add a couple other products like gel and that on top of the mousse. But lately the mousse itself has been doing a pretty good job. So I will come back and do that and then kind of show you guys what it's like when it's a bit more dry. But in terms of frizziness or lack thereof, I'm super impressed. This for my hair is really good. Usually even when it's wet, I kind of have bits like flyaways almost a bit. So far really happy. It's really soft for my hair. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up and I will see you guys shortly. Okay, so we're back. So I've just been sitting probably like 15-20 minutes, like I said, really just to get like the bulk of the moisture out of my hair. Like it's still wet, quite damp, but it's just not soaking anymore. And this is kind of the point personally where I like to put the product in. Still really good on the frizz. That Turby Twist thing that I had my hair up in, it is microfiber, so it's not like terry cloth or anything, which you do kind of want to avoid. But I know there are like t-shirt fabric ones, which I've never tried. I got it in a 2-pack from Marshall's. I think it was like $5 or $6 for both of them. So I'm just going to put in my mousse. So always shake it up, obviously, for mousse. And I do use quite a bit, so like a big palmful. And then what I do is I kind of just break off a part and just work it through my hair. And then I do scrunch as well. Sometimes I do it upside down. Usually I do. Just so you can kind of see what I'm doing. I'm just trying to stay a little bit upright. I'm actually going to take just a little bit more. So I just have like that much more. Well, it's just because I didn't really get any under or down, like the length of the back of my hair. So just do that and just kind of scrunch it. I am really happy with the lack of frizz right now and how I have virtually no frizz. My hair does really need to be cut, and I am hoping to kind of play around this weekend and maybe try out like doing a unicorn cut or something like that. Probably even a double unicorn just because I want to do the layers. But I just kind of got a bit of my fringe here. And that's really all I do personally to style my hair. I don't do like tons of steps or tons of products. Sometimes I will follow up with a gel and sometimes even like a curl cream, and I usually tend to like cocktail up in my hands the two of them and put that in over top of my mousse. But like I said before, I really just want to see kind of what my hair's reaction to the deep condition and the apple cider vinegar. So I'll leave this. I'm gonna let my hair air dry. I don't use really a hair dryer very often on my hair, and not even so much because of the heat thing. It's really just, it tends to make my hair frizzy. So I will probably try like diffusing at some point in the future, but I don't have a diffuser for the hair dryer that I have. So I just tend to not really use it. I just have it in emergencies. Every once in a while I need my hair to dry a little bit faster, but virtually every day I just air dry it. Alright, so I'm back. My hair is fully dry. I just did a quick kind of scrunching out the crunch thing. It still probably could use a bit more styling, but I just wanted to hop on and give you an idea of kind of what my final outcome was. So if you can see, there's not too much frizz. For me, this is pretty much like non-existent frizz. Like I said, usually my hair is very frizzy, but as I'm getting it healthier and working to improve that, it just keeps kind of reducing, which is really nice. It is usually kind of bad when I first wake up in the morning, so when I refresh, I'm actually using this and loving it. It's meant to kind of be used on wet hair as like a curl booster kind of thing, but I actually use it on my dry hair just instead of water, or with a little bit of water, and I find like it's really nice refresher just in the day, and I can actually just kind of throw that in by itself and be okay to go. But yeah, this is what I'm left with, and I'm really happy with the results of my ACV rinse, so I would definitely recommend it if it's something that you've been thinking about doing.